it's so unnatural and we use like muscles in our tongue that we're not used to using. So it's very hard for Americans or English speakers to make this sound. Hey guys, it's Caroline, and today we're gonna be talking about Italian pronunciation. So as you guys know, I've lived in Italy for over 7 years, and I do have my degree in Italian language. I went to a university in Florence and got my bachelor's degree there, so I am very qualified to be teaching you guys about Italian pronunciation. I'm fluent in the language, and I teach Italian online. If you're interested, I'll link some information on that below. But let's get into pronunciation rules in Italian. I'm not gonna be covering all of them, but I will be covering the most important ones. Okay, so first we're gonna be talking about the letter C. So when you see a C in Italian, it's either gonna be a ch or a k sound. Those are the only two options, and it all depends on the vowel or the letter that's following it. So if a C is followed by an I or an E, it is a ch sound, like ciao, which is spelled C-I-A-O, and so we pronounce the C as a ch, like cheers in English. Now, if a C is followed by an A, O, or a U, it is a k sound, like cappuccino. Actually, cappuccino has a C with an A after it, and it also has a C with an I after it, so you can see both examples in that word. But cappuccino, C-A, makes the C like a K sound, k, like king in English. Now, if you see a C followed by an H, it is also a hard k, like the word king in English. An example would be the word chi in Italian, which is spelled C-H-I, and it's pronounced like chi. Or there's an Italian verb, chiamare, which means to call, and it has that CH in it once again. Another good example is the word Pinocchio. You guys know Pinocchio. He's a very famous guy with a long nose. And the same rule applies for two C's followed by an H. If you see any kind of C followed by an H, it's a k sound. So Pinocchio is another example. The next thing we're gonna talk about is the letter G. If the letter G is followed by an I or an E, you pronounce it like J, like a J, like jelly in English. An example of an Italian word would be gemello, which means twin. So since the G is followed by an E, it's pronounced like a J, like jelly. So gemello. Now if a G is followed by any other vowel, it's a hard G, like garlic. An example in Italian would be gondola, which are those famous boats that take you through the canals of Venice. Gondola, the G is followed by an A, so it's a hard G sound, like the English word game. Now if a G is followed by an H, it's also a hard G sound. For example, the Italian word ghiaccio has a GH, and so it's a hard G. Okay, the next thing is, if you ever see an H in Italian, it's silent. For example, the word hotel is also used in Italy, but they say hotel, so the H is silent. They still write the H, but it's silent. So they just pronounce every other letter in the word except for the H, so it's just hotel. Next, if you see a GN in Italian, it's like an NY. An example of an English word would be the word onion. So onion has that nya sound in it, and that is the sound we want to make when we see the GN in Italian. An example would be gnocchi, which is an Italian pasta. It's like a potato dumpling. But gnocchi has that GN at the beginning of it, so you want to make that NY sound when you pronounce it, so it's gnocchi. Alright, the last pronunciation rule we're going to be talking about is the most difficult sound for English speakers to make because it's so unnatural and we use like muscles in our tongue that we're not used to using, and it is the GL. If you see a GL in Italian, it is equivalent to an LY in English, which we don't use that sound in the English language. So it's very hard for Americans or English speakers to make this sound. There's no English equivalent that I can use as an example, but an Italian word that uses the GL in it would be aglio, which means garlic. And so I would break it up phonetically as aglio. So aglio if you say it fast, but if you break it down, it's aglio, aglio. It's just very difficult for Americans to say because you start by pressing the front of your tongue at the top of your mouth, and then you have to roll it back and press the back of your tongue on the back of your mouth. So you're doing this like full movement with your tongue, and it just feels very unnatural for Americans. All right, my battery's about to die, but that was the last pronunciation tip I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Ciao for now.